Something that I've noticed with high functioning, self-aware, they don't struggle because they don't know what to do. High achievers usually know the right habits. They've read the books. They've tried to be disciplined. What they struggle with is trying to install new habits into a system that was never designed to support them. The tools they're using feel clunky. The environments they're in cues distraction. The setup requires high energy just to start. So the habits only work when things are calm and collapse when real life shows up. And when this happens, we internalize that failure. But the failure isn't personal, it's structural. I've redesigned my habits over and over and over again as my life has changed. And I've noticed the same pattern that shows up in thoughtful, high-functioning people. In the last video, we talked about why habits aren't a willpower problem. Today, I want to show you where your habits actually break: your materials and environment. Your environment is constantly training your behavior. Your surroundings either support or sabotage your habits without you even realizing it. So we're going to touch on visual cues, accessibility, and what's easy versus what's hidden. So visual cues. Visual cues is what we see with our own two eyes. So in these examples, I'm going to do a bad example and then a good example, just to kind of give you some contrast. We're going to start with the bad first. So the bad is going to be on this side. So the bad is, let's say you want to work out every day and you want to make that a habit. But in your day-to-day life and at home, you have dishes everywhere, you have clothes on the floor, but yet you're telling yourself you want to create a habit of working out when you can't even wash the dishes. And so it's signaling to your brain that you're kind of like lying to yourself a little bit. Because if you're not worthy of a clean environment, why would you be worthy of a healthy body? And so even though that one is a bit more of a heavy example, it is something that very much so happens. So let's go to a good example. This is going to be slightly different. And throughout this video, we're going to use working out as the as the main example for each chapter that I'm going to go through. So for good, on this side, let's say you find a really amazing gym that you love. It's quiet, it's clean, nobody's hogging the equipment all the time. When you go in there, you can do what you plan to do. So the environment is really nice, the people are nice. And so you kind of see the difference of how environments, whether it's home or whether you choose to leave home and do a habit in another environment. Accessibility. Is it easy to access? Let's go to working out. So the bad example is, let's say the gym that you really like is very far away. You have to drive like 30, 45 minutes to get to it. That makes it pretty hard to want to go and work out and exercise. Versus good, the gym that you like is just 10 minutes away. So which version do you think will be the easiest to get the habit done? Decide that it only takes 10 minutes to get to your favorite gym. It's going to be a lot easier to maintain that habit. And so I want to give you some examples of how accessibility can really play into some bad habits. So if you ever go to the poor, low middle class areas, it's some things you'll always see. You'll always see fast food restaurant chains on every corner. You always see liquor stores on every corner. You'll have gas stations and corner stores that have gambling machines, the slot machine. You'll have the smoke shops, and these still all be on every corner. And yet, if you go to the richer, upper scale side of town, you're not going to see very much of that. You might see one speck. You might see a little bit of alcohol at Whole Foods. But you're not going to see 20 liquor stores on every corner in the higher end areas and sides of town. So that's why with classes, you start to see a big difference in habits. And it's because accessibility plays a huge part into which habits are easier to instill. What's easy versus what's hidden? And this is more so of where, let's say, both things are accessible in our environment, but you grab one thing over the other. So, for example, you want to read more, but you put the book that you want to read on the highest shelf, and then you have your phone right there, just easy to grab, easy to grab. But yeah, you got the book that you made that you want to become a habit of reading. You got it all the way up on the top shelf. So you got it hidden, tucked away, and then got your phone right there, ready to just doom scroll away. Doom scroll away 2, 3, 4 hours. What's easy versus what's hidden. Sometimes we kind of make it hard on our own selves to do the right thing. Are you trying to hide it away? Make it hard to reach, hard to get, or are you making it easy? Are you making a good thing easy? Are you making a bad thing easy? Just remember that your brain's response to visual cues, accessibility, and what's easy. Core habit material. Materials are part of the habit system, not an after. If the tools you're using are annoying, inaccessible, complicated, your brain will try to avoid the habit. So let's go back to working out. And I'm going to use my own personal life example for this one. So previously, I hated planks. I hated push-ups. I hated jumping jacks, sit-ups, all the traditional workout exercises. They were just so heavy and not fun. So one day I was on YouTube looking for workout videos, and I found a fitness YouTuber, and she makes her videos so easy, fun, but yet powerful. And so of course I've now been consistent with those videos that she posts in her apps and the tools and routines that she offers. And so that has now become a main tool when it comes to my habit of working out every day. And so friction often lives inside of the tool and not you. And so just some more easier examples. A planner that feels too complex for your current season of life. A tech app or something that just requires too many steps. Workout equipment that's uncomfortable. So if your tools feel like a chore, your habit will feel like a chore. Too heavy setup. Most people design their habits with way too much friction at the start and then wonder why they don't follow through. If a habit requires too many steps, it will only survive high energy days. So simplify the start. Let's go back to our workout example. So let's do the bad first on this side. So the bad example of too many steps is you can't find your clothes. One piece, your top may be in a dryer, your bottoms may be in a dirty laundry, your socks, undergarments are in the drawer. So now you're having to go scramble to find all of those. Then you have a bag. You want to put all your stuff in a bag, but you don't have everything already laid out. So now you have to spend 10 minutes searching for everything to put in the bag. And then you have to drive to a gym that's 30 minutes away. You get to the gym, it's crowded, it's noisy, too much is going on. How does that feel as I'm describing? It feels very overwhelming already. So let's go to the easy one. Easy one is you already laid your clothes out and liking the materials. Example, you bought some clothes just for working out, so you have it simple. Grab those clothes. You already have your workout bag that have stuff dedicated already to it. Easy. Pick that up within 10 seconds. You drive to a gym that's nearby, 10 minutes away. Boom. You get there, it's no crowds, easy to navigate. How does that feel as I'm describing it? It feels easy. So those things play a huge part in which habits we keep or which habits end up collapsing and falling away. So obviously this side feels much more easier to do and will probably be more sustainable. So high functioning people like us often tolerate friction because we're capable, but that just ends up creating long-term fatigue. The more steps between intention and action, the more likely a habit is to collapse. Designed for low energy days, but also make sure that you're challenging yourself. And I want to get a bit more specific on this one, because you'll see a lot of content online where they're like, create your habits for your worst day. I don't recommend that. Let me explain why. And I'm going to give habit A and habit B. So let's say this is your baseline, right? This is where you pretty much are on average every day. If you design a habit, let's slide it over. If you design habit A, right? That's for your worst day. It's down here. And when you're doing that habit every day, you're going down. You're going down. Down. You have to go down in your lifestyle in order to meet that habit just so that it feels easy. That's not what we want. So we don't want to plan for our worst day. But what we also don't want to do is plan for our high energy day. So let's say all the way up here. So remember, this is our baseline. This is our high energy day. Some people also do this to where they can't even lift 2 pounds, but they want to make it a habit to lift 30 every day, but they can't even lift 2. So this is the 30. This is the 2 pounds. So you're having to jump up every day. That's going to lead to fatigue and burnout from your own habit that you've designed, because you've made it up here. You made it on that it can only survive super high energy days. So when I say plan for low energy days but also challenging, what I'm saying is to put that habit about right here. So remember, this is your baseline. Put that habit about right here. So where you're not having to jump up that much, but you're still challenging yourself in order to get to your dream life. So if you're resonating with the things that I'm saying in this video and you want a framework to help you to design your habits, I have the habit architecture guide listed in the description. It goes through all the things that I've talked about in this video and in the last one, and all of them in the playlist to be more exact. And it gives you a more outlined, simplified version of all the things that I've mentioned in this video. Something just to keep with you, to reference back to. And then also I have a playlist of 5 videos on habit architecture to go along with the guide. And all the videos are interconnected. So I really recommend going down to the description and checking those both out. Life design that makes following through hard. Some habits fail because they don't fit the lifestyle you're actually living. And so I'm going to talk about energy rhythms, schedules, and overloaded containers. So first with energy rhythms, I want you to think about early risers, night owls. We've all kind of heard these things before. Think about it. If someone who's an early riser but wants to plan a lot of habits at the end of the day, that doesn't really work out because most of their energy is early in the morning and the first half of the day. So it wouldn't make sense to plan to have heavy habits done at the end of the day. And vice versa with night owls. With night owls, they should probably plan for more of their habits to be done at night than it is early in the morning. So just getting an understanding of your energy rhythm and energy cycles. When is your highest level of energy? When is your lowest? And really planning your habits around that accordingly. Schedules. I've known people who would have their calendar just full of meetings, of stuff. And I'm like, when do you ever have time to to do anything for yourself? It's very important to take a good look at your schedule. Where are you wasting time? They'll tell you, oh, I don't have enough time in a day. But really, it's either one of two things that are going on. Their schedule is too full. They need to put up some boundaries when it comes to their time. And don't worry, I have some boundary videos that will be coming very soon to pair with this. All of my content, it'll start to be very interconnected as more videos start to come out. But back to the topic, their schedule is just too much. Or they're wasting a lot of time and not realizing it. So what I recommend is for a week, for you to write down everything done with the time slots in a 24-hour day for 7 days. Just to see, okay, when did I doom scroll on TikTok? When did I just lounge around and not do anything? Is my day truly just too full? So really write it out so that you have clear data on what your days are actually looking like, where energy and time is going. Because if you're not going to be honest with yourself, then it's no point in trying to start all of these habits. Overloaded container. And so what I mean by that, we are the people who do this. The things that I'm about to describe, we are the people who do this. We're the people who are working, sometimes working 2 jobs. Got a job, side hustle, going to school, doing this extracurricular thing, doing that extracurricular thing, getting this certification, getting that, doing this, doing that. Sometimes when we overcommit ourselves to certain things, we start to have a lot of leaks in time and energy because we're giving too much away. And when we're giving so much away, which isn't a bad thing, again, it's not a bad thing, but just making sure that we're making time for ourselves and the habits that we want. And so it's very important, and especially back to, this is connected to the schedule. Ask yourself, are the things that you're doing, are they helping you get to your dream life? Are they helping you get to first class flights? Are they helping you get to your island dream trip? Are they helping you get to your ideal life, your ideal estate? Really start to look at, are these things truly getting you to your dream life? Or are they just taking up unnecessary? And so just a really funny example that kind of ties into this is, we've all seen those 5 a.m. millionaire, billionaire, celebrity morning routines. And then we'll see like YouTubers or people who try to do that, like they'll challenge themselves to do that for X amount of time. And by the end of their challenge video, they're like, yeah, I can't sustain this. This is a good example of lifestyle differences and how a habit has to be built around your life. So, for example, millionaires and billionaires, they buy time, while most everyday people give their time in order to be paid. And so, because of that lifestyle difference, habits are going to sit very differently in each of those different people's lives. And so, just remember that habits exist inside of schedules, energy cycles, roles, responsibilities. If your life is overloaded and chaotic, your habits will start to feel like emotional rape. In the next video, I'm going to go into detail of how inner beliefs keep people stuck even after they've improved the system.